Let's see if that's any better. Well, not really. Lighting is the key. Well, now it's a little bit dark. Maybe I can flip this around like this. Yeah, how's that? How is that? Not too shabby, as they would say. Okay, good morning, good people. Yes, sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties, which we will take out in the editing. Once again, here we are, Department of Career Services. We are on assignment, and we are really starting by saying good morning, Ms. Trinkle, wherever you are. Hopefully all is well or well enough for you. Communication is the key, but we digress. So, yeah, so we've been on assignment for the last couple days, and humbling experience here in San Diego. Humbling because it's so nice. It's very different compared to the hard scrabble, Pahrump-Tucky. You choose, here on the ocean in a lush area, a lot of green everywhere. It's kind of misty today, misty this morning. But it's beautiful by any sense of the word. I think people can say, yes, the barren mountains, the desert, it's beautiful. But when you actually get to some place that's beautiful, it's like, no, that's just a hot, dusty place with no vegetation. But we do the best with what we can. Try to appreciate everything we have, because there's a lot of people who have it much worse than we do. Anyway, have a very big show today. Today is Friday, end of the week. One more day to make something happen. Our theme of today is mindsets. Mindsets matter a lot. We're going to hear from Aaliyah Crum, one of the big Stanford Four, or at least she was, with Carol Dweck, Angela Duckworth, Kelly McGonigal, and Aaliyah Crum. 4 big people in growth mindset of what you think has an impact on how you behave and how you see the world and what you pursue. But more about that later. Let's start with some big things. Advice from an 80-year-old. Right, how about that? Look people in the eye. Look people in the eye. Yeah, that's an important one. Looks like I didn't get much sleep last night. Wonder why. Big drive back to Vegas today, leaving and maybe within 30 minutes. Okay, but nobody cares about that. What we care about is mindsets, community, why we're here, etc., how we're here to help our students on their journey through this life, students and other interests. No, cut, take that out. To help people best experience this life, best prepare for what comes next. You don't want to be the servant who the master gave him money to invest. You don't want to be the servant who says, well, I was afraid to lose it all, so I didn't do anything. I buried it. You don't want to be that guy. That guy gets punished. You get this gift of life, make something happen, honor the gift. Don't say, well, I got this, the master gave me money to invest, but then he didn't tell me how to invest it, so it's not my fault. What does the master need you for if he's going to do that? The pot is gurgling. I guess that's good. I don't know. Okay, so next on our hit parade. Today, what comes to mind is the Father Joe Riley prayer, which is in there. Okay, look people in the eye. Okay, some red letter down below. Jordan Peterson talking about to be a Christian, to be a believer. And he says it is the hardest thing that there is. It's the hardest thing there is to be a believer, a Christian. Why? Because he says you have to voluntarily be willing to emulate Jesus, to pick up your cross, to bear it, to go through pain, suffering, people deserting you, people betraying you, etc. Very hard. Okay. Seth Godin. What does Seth Godin have to tell us today? The biggest thing you bring to the project is forward. Forward motion is an asset, a skill, and a job title. Forward motion. Elevators used to need elevator operators. They didn't go anywhere unless someone got on and announced they wanted to go somewhere. 5th floor, please. Okay. Initiative, desire, and being willing to take responsibility are powerful because most of us don't care enough to bring them to the table. Right. Don't be what they call reluctant virgins. I want something to happen, but you have to initiate. I'm here. That's what you need to do. I'm talking about at work, not in real life. Going forward requires skills, attitude, and belief, a rare combination. So it takes all things. You have to have skill, attitude, the right attitude, whatever it is for that business, and belief. You got to believe that it can be done. Rare combination. Okay, Seth Godin, cool daddy-o. All right. How are we doing for time? Time, such a runic rhyme, 7:28 in. And let's see, the sun is coming up behind us. All right, Aaliyah Crum talking about mindset. So Aaliyah Crum was a Division I athlete, went to Harvard. One day, while she's working out her professor, said something to her professor, and the professor said, exercise is just a placebo. And it was like, what? It's not a placebo. Exercise, what you have to do to be a Division I athlete, practice is not a placebo. And that piqued her interest, that goaded her into going down that path to determine what is the placebo effect and how powerful can it be. So in her talk, she gets into 4 very compelling studies that were done on people testing mindset, and came to some very surprising, shocking results, way beyond expectations. And her bottom line was mindset matters a lot. We don't know how powerful mindset is, but it is extremely powerful. And yesterday we learned from Wednesday we learned from Mark Dawes that our self-image is only made up of our self-beliefs. And it's what we actually believe. It's not the beliefs we tell ourselves. It's not I'm great. It's the often non-conscious beliefs. The really deep down beliefs. What's going on out there? I'm getting binged and bonged. Our mindset is made up of our beliefs. Our mindset is made up, our self-image is made up of our self-beliefs. And that is kind of our mindset, how we see the world. Again, what we learned from Mark Dawes was our self-beliefs are the beliefs we actually believe, not the ones we tell ourselves that we believe, the ones we actually believe. So we can be telling ourselves we're smart, and we can try to convince ourselves we're smart. But if we only say that because we feel we're not smart, and we need to say we're smart because deep down we think people think we're not smart, we have to announce it. That's our self-image, what we actually believe. So in our quest here, who am I and why do I behave the way I do? We got to get to the what do I actually believe? And the good news is, according to Aaliyah Crum, if you change your mindset, the results change too. And in the test she did, and there's 4 examples in there, there was something unique to each of them. And that was something visual, something outside of people that they could see. So that personalized to them, that they could relate to, not an abstract thing, not an abstract idea, but something to them. So the first one was a sign that said, exercise improves your health. And then it went on to talk about that. It was a study with maids, housekeepers in motels or hotels, that if they, just to understand that exercise improves your health. And so the people who had the sign, the housekeepers who had the sign in the break room and were given a speech, their health actually improved compared to the housekeepers who didn't have the sign. Next, milkshake, Sensa shake. There's a poster of a Sensa shake saying low sugar, low fat, low calories, tastes great. And people see the sign and they believe the sign, and the ghrelin in their system reacts as if it is true. And then stress, people watching a video, reading a screen. The video is, there's 2 different videos. Actually, the video is the same. The soundtrack is the same. The music behind it is the same. What's different is the words on the screen. And the people who were watching the video with words that basically said stress is bad, their performance, their attitude, everything went down. The people who had messages on the screen where stress is good, they improved. What does that tell us? Don't watch, read, see things that lead to a negative mindset. Focus on a positive mindset. Oh, yeah, that's okay, lost internet for a second. Okay, we're back. So given that, we're going to end this pretty quickly. Mindset matters. And again, this is from Aaliyah Crum, Harvard graduate, PhD at Stanford, or was at Stanford. She might have moved on, but she was with Carol Duckworth, Kelly McGonigal. They are doing big things. A lot of great people there. And based upon studies, not revelation, based upon studies, mindsets matter. We don't know how powerful they are. We haven't been able to figure out just how powerful they are, but they are huge, powerful. Choose the right mindset. Program the reticular activating system. Understand that our feelings are all chemically induced from neurotransmitters that are released based upon our beliefs. Right, the beliefs come back into it. And all of this is stored in the neurons of our brain. That's where they're located. And we know that because when people have brain damage, those things go away. Cool. All right. So this is the end of week 2, inside my skull-sized kingdom. Next week is outside my skull-sized kingdom. And now what we need to do is we need to get that in order to be successful, we need other people. The richest people in the world, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, the Frenchman that owns the retail stores, they are rich because people want to buy their products. That's why they're the richest people in the world. You know, how many people sell, buy, have something to do with Amazon? They ship products, they ship supplies, they make, the raw materials. Billions of people a day have something to do with Amazon. And Jeff Bezos gets a fraction of a penny per transaction. And he's the richest guy in the world. Elon Musk, cars, satellites, solar, spaceships, all kinds of stuff, right? Millions of people are helping him achieve his goals. Yes, most of them are getting paid, but some of them are paying him for the opportunity. Can't become successful without other people. So next week, we're going to focus on outside my skull-sized kingdom. And if we use the metaphor of the boat, you've now built the boat, you understand about the journey, the idea about the journey, the destination. You've built the boat. Now you need a crew. You need people to help you on the boat. You can't sail the boat to your destination alone. This is not about manipulation. The technical word is power. The technical word of getting other people to do what you want is power, and it's value neutral. Power is not bad. Power is not good. It's like a hammer is not good. It's not bad. It's what you do with it. Getting other people to do what you want is called power. At work, it's called management. What do managers do? They tell other people what to do. In the military, it's called leadership. It's all the same thing. Okay, it's power. Okay, it's just getting other people to do what you want. What do teachers do? They help get people to learn. Okay, so it's about doing. We do not do manipulation. We don't do the other things. We don't use the techniques we learn to get other people to do what they want by manipulating them or doing anything negative. We want to motivate them. And at the top of the pyramid is self-motivation. So anyway, that is next week. This is the end of week 2, inside my skull-sized kingdom. Next is week 3, outside my skull-sized kingdom. And then week 4 is about leadership. Now that you have the boat, now that you have the crew, the journey is afoot. You're experiencing life. Now that that's happening, now you got to not crash the boat. There's a lot of people out there that have tremendous ability. Bink, bink, bonk, bonk, bonk. A lot of people have that, but they are where they are because they're not effective in getting other people to do that. Why is the camera facing me? Okay, yeah, that would include me too. Not really good at getting other people, large numbers of people to do it. Who is good? Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, in the old days, Bill Gates. A lot of people were good at getting a lot of other people, Steve Jobs. The list goes on, and that's the thing that separates. In the religious field, same thing. Okay, we're going to call it a day. Peace be with you all. As Jesus said, peace be with you. May my peace be with you. Let's go out and make something happen. Let's honor the gift of life that we have, the gift of being a baryonic spirit with a body, the ability to locomote, to be able to get around, to experience life in a corporeal, you know what I'm saying, world, in a way of doing that, in a body, as opposed to spirit, having a body that has the ability to get around. Huge gift. Let's not squander it. Let's not be the servant who said, I buried it. All righty then. And with that, we're going to say, and cut. And cut. Boom.